everybody! Today's video is going to be about opposite signs, more specifically the differences between Taurus and Scorpio. Each sign in the zodiac has an opposite sign, and usually a sign's opposite sign has the exact opposite traits and qualities that the sign possesses itself. Taurus is known as the sign of materialism and the physical reality. Scorpio is the sign of deep connections, things that are unseen, as well as spirituality. To get started, I'm going to explain Taurus to you guys. Taurus natives and people with really strong Taurus aspects in their natal chart are people that are incredibly aware of their physical reality. So by this, what I mean is these are the people that really like money, and they really like surrounding themselves with beautiful things. People with strong Taurus influences are the kind of people that do focus more on things such as appearances, images, and first impressions and the way people perceive them. Taurus people don't often like to go very deep into emotions. They also don't often like to talk about very deep things. Now, I know this obviously doesn't count for every single Taurus, and you obviously do get Taurus people that aren't very focused on things such as money, that aren't very focused on things such as appearances, and you do get Taurians that can be rather spiritual. But one thing I do need to mention is, out of all the people I deal with in my astrology career, most of my clients are actually Taurus people. I find this quite interesting, and the reason I think that majority of my clients are Taurus is because the sign of Taurus does struggle to comprehend things that are not part of the physical and material reality. So by that, what I mean is most Taurus people experience life and they experience reality through that which they can fathom and through that which they can comprehend. So they do not think too much about things that are hidden. They do not think too much about what's deeper and what's beneath the surface. Taurus people are mainly focused on what's on the surface. They do not care too much to dig below that surface. I do believe that the reason a lot of Taurus people seek out spiritual advice and that kind of thing is because they themselves lack the ability to comprehend and to understand these things naturally. So by that, what I'm saying is not that all Taurians struggle to understand spiritual concepts and they struggle to understand things that are spiritual. However, it is just something that takes them a while to comprehend, it takes them a while to understand and a while to connect with it. So you do get Taurus people, like I said, that are incredibly spiritual and that do connect with spiritual things. However, it can take them a while to get there. A really good example of this is I actually have a Taurus friend, and she is this gorgeous girl. She usually puts a lot of effort into her appearance. She puts a lot of effort into her makeup, her clothes, her hair, so that she can always look good. She always wants to give that very good, amazing first impression. And what happens a lot of the times when I'm hanging out with her is I will start talking about quite deep things. Like I will talk about really deep emotional things I go through or deep thoughts I'm having. And what she always says to me is, don't think so deeply. She always says to me, why are you going so deep into your thoughts and into your emotions? Don't go so deep into it. Don't worry about it. And for me, somebody who has a Scorpio moon, I find this approach to be a little bit unsettling because having a Scorpio moon, I love to go deep into things. I love to delve beneath the surface. I love to unearth things. I love to get to the bottom of things. So for somebody to tell me, don't think so deeply, don't feel so deeply, it's really odd, it's really strange, and I don't really know how to not think so deeply. People with strong Taurus influences can generally focus more on winning the affection and the approval of people through money. So instead of actually going to build a very deep connection with another person, instead of actually getting to know what makes this person tick, what this person's all about, where this person's coming from, a Taurus person will prefer to shower a person with gifts and to shower a person with a luxurious lifestyle instead of actually going very deep, if that makes sense. Like I said, not every single Taurus is like this, and you do get Taurians that do go very deep and they do love to connect with people. Now the thing is, to me, the signs of Taurus and the signs of Scorpio are the perfect representation of materialism and spiritualism. So Taurus on the one end is the materialistic side, whereas Scorpio on the other end is the spiritual side. People who have influences with both Taurus and both Scorpio in their natal charts, they can be both materialistic and they can be both spiritual at the same time. It is possible to get people that are like that. But anyway, I'm gravitating from the point. What I'm trying to say is that the sign of Taurus is the sign that is mainly aware of that which can be seen, that which can be felt, that which can be smelt, that which can be tasted, and that which can be heard. So by that, what I mean is Taurians are mainly aware of the things that can actually be taken in by the five senses, and if it's not actually something that's comprehensible by the five senses, they struggle to comprehend it. So usually when you approach a person with strong Taurus influences with a spiritual concept that requires deep thinking, they get very confused or they just really struggle to grasp it. A lot of them just won't even bother. Like I said, the reason for this is because it's something that they can't actually fathom with their actual senses, so it's very, very difficult for them to actually get it and to take it in and to understand it. So now on the other hand, for Scorpio is the exact opposite of that, being Taurus's opposite sign. Scorpio, on the other hand, does not care one bit about physical appearances and material reality. Scorpio is actually not bothered with physical appearances as well as material reality. Scorpios seek deep, profound, out of this world connections and nothing else. Scorpio is the sign that can see the surface, but they know that there is so much more to the surface, and Scorpio is the sign that penetrates below the surface. Scorpio is the sign that likes to go deep and to unearth all the mysterious things that nobody else really knows about. Scorpio is all about the unseen. So now the difference between Taurus and Scorpio is where Taurus likes to focus on looks, Taurus likes to focus on images and appearances. Scorpios don't really care one bit about that. If a Scorpio is not able to connect with you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you can be the best looking person around, but they just won't care because they just don't feel it with you. Whereas Taurus, on the other hand, doesn't care too much if there's a lack of a connection, as long as there's that physical attraction. Scorpio is not after that physical attraction, Scorpio is after that connection. Taurus is a sign that's very, very preoccupied with accumulation and accumulating riches, whereas Scorpio, on the other side, is more preoccupied with accumulating deep, meaningful relationships and connections. Scorpios will actually give everything they have away if it means that they can have that one deep, meaningful connection. Whereas a Taurus will not give everything away that they have. Taurus is actually more focused on accumulating things for themselves. Scorpios find it a lot easier to connect with spiritual concepts. This is actually what Scorpios are all about. They want to know about those deep things that nobody else cares about and nobody else knows about. Scorpios love to talk about the meaning of life. They love to talk about their deep emotions and their deep thoughts. When somebody tells a Scorpio that they shouldn't think and feel so deeply, it is incredibly frustrating to them. because this is how they live. They live their daily life through thinking and feeling so incredibly deeply. So on the one hand, where Taurus will tell you, don't worry about those deep things, just worry about what's here. A Scorpio will tell you, don't worry about what's here, just think about the deep things and the connection. That is the major differences between these two signs. The thing about Taurus and Scorpio is that these are both sensual signs, which means that both of them have very strong sexuality. But Taurus's sexuality is more focused on that of the physical attraction, whereas Scorpio's side of their sexuality is more focused on the deep emotional connection. However, both Taurus and Scorpio are the signs that rule over sexuality in the zodiac. That is also why when a Taurus and a Scorpio gets together, it's actually a very, very strong and powerful combination. Even though they are incredibly different and even though they have completely different ways of viewing life and viewing the world, the fact that they're both incredibly sensual signs actually makes the relationship very, very powerful. Okay guys, so this was just my video on Taurus and Scorpio and the main differences between them. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more astrology and spirituality content, then subscribe to my channel. I've added the links to my Patreon in the description of this video if you want to become a patron of mine. And I've also added the links to my social media if you want to follow me. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.